it's Christina God. I'm a top 25 international author on Substack, bringing you the latest news as always on Substack. So if you're gonna love it, then do me a favor and click that bell icon to always stay up to date when it comes to all things Substack. So the question number one is, of course, Christina, what's going on with the algorithm on Substack Notes? What's going on there? So first of all, there is an algorithm on Substack Notes. This is what we all know now. And there is also a social media network built in Substack. So it's not just a newsletter platform anymore. It's so much more. Okay, it's like everything. It's all in one. So today we just want to focus on Substack Notes. If you have any questions about this, please drop them in the chat and in the comments. Okay, so there is an algorithm, and this algorithm, similar to LinkedIn, is not something that Substack would report on. However, what you can do is, for instance, you can interview someone and ask this person about the Substack algorithm and Substack Notes. This is what I did with Linda LeBron. She used to be an employee at Substack, and before she left the company, she shared all the latest news you need to know about Substack, which you can check out on my YouTube channel. But now let's come back to 2026 and the algorithm. What is working? What's not working? What's like the latest shit when it's coming to Substack Notes? So if there is a time when Substack shares something, then I guess this is the best, because of course you can just take all the data and scrap all the data and then share your insights. But the best is always if Substack takes notes and then it's going to share, you know what, this is at the moment working pretty well. And then you can use this and piggyback on this in the most loveliest way. So let me share my little screen here with you again, as I always do as a part-time creator, not having so much time. Cool. So I wasn't in New York, but the thing was that a few weeks, months back, I found this analog note, just as in the old days, from Hamish McKenzie. He's the co-founder of Substack and chief writing officer. And I was like, okay, why is he sharing this analog note? Okay, so, and what he was sharing there, we're gonna dig into a bit deeper then, because some scrolls later, I found out it was from the Notes Night on October 22nd, a big Substack launch event at their brand new New York City office in Flatiron. I have been there when I visited New York City on my honeymoon. It's an amazing building. And so I digged a bit deeper into this. And what Hamish shared there on this analog note was that over the last 3 months, the Substack Notes network could, build like 32 million free subscriptions, nearly 500,000 paid subscriptions, and subscribers using the app are 7 times more likely to share, like, comment, or restack your work, which means nothing else than be on notes. Okay, this is what Linda LeBron told me already, like last year this time. She said, be on notes. This is the one thing where you need to be. In the past, it used to be recommendations. Now, Linda and the whole team would always say, be on Substack Notes. And just today, I saw a post by Justin Welch. I interviewed him as well. You can check out the video with Justin, where he said, you know what, I now post 2 times per day on Substack Notes, and I could already increase my subscribers, which is freaking bonkers. Okay, so you need to know it definitely drives free subscriptions as well as paid subscriptions, and I also can show you how these paid subscriptions then look like. There is a huge unsubscribe wave, not only in Q4, but also people now in Q1 are seeing this also around Valentine's Day. We don't know why this is happening in marketing, but it's happening. So people are gonna unsubscribe in the new year. They're gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna focus on this and that specific newsletter, but I'm not gonna pay for this and that. Or if it's not about like a monetized newsletter, it's rather that you're gonna say, my inbox is already exploding, but I'm gonna stick to Christina's online writing newsletter as an example. And when it comes to this engagement, what's also pretty interesting when it comes to Substack it's exploding, not only when it comes to Substack Notes, but also in a sense that, for instance, now Gary Vaynerchuk is on Substack. So when I shared that Gary Vaynerchuk would be on the platform, I think he started with about 3,000 subscribers, and now he has already like accumulated 18,000 subscribers, which is amazing. And I bet many are coming through the built-in audience. Many don't know Jerry, but of course, lots will know him from other platforms. And the idea here with Gary Vaynerchuk, of course, is that, you know, he's now building his email list as well, because this is the most valuable asset. And everywhere where Gary is, as a Beyond member, a mentorship client said this year to me, or just a few days back, he said to me, where Gary V is, I also have to be. Okay, so this shows exactly this product adoption curve. Okay, so when last year I was saying, you know what, we still belong to the early adopters, even if you wouldn't be one of the innovators on the platform who joined early on, such as Larry Rachitsky as an example. He has a marketing newsletter. We're now definitely in the early majority. So Gary Vee is joining, Pamela Anderson is on the platform. We have now Jane Fonda on the platform, so many more. And then the next phase would be like the late majority. So you are still early. You can belong to the early majority, okay? This is your call to action, and join the online writing club for this as well. So Substack is really buzzy and it's exploding at the moment. And as I shared, it's more than just the free subscriber stuff. And we have now, for the top 10 creators, that they earn more than 40 million per year. And we have 50,000 paid publishers, which is crazy good. And as you can see, like the latest data from 2025, this was that we would now have 5 million paid subscriptions. Then if you're gonna check out this one here as an example from one of my Beyond members that I mentor, is this person, for instance, accumulated now a gross annualized revenue, which means recurring revenue of about $30,000. And this person just started like a year ago, and I coached this person. And what you can see here is that she's driving lots of subscribers via Substack Notes. So they updated their stats, and now you can see exactly where these subscribers are coming from. And you can see 800 per month are coming through the Substack Notes network, which is incredible. And at the moment, this person had about 30,000 subscribers, which is freaking bonkers. So here are some impressions from the Notes night in Flatiron. You can see this. And if it's about collaborating and stuff, I just wanted to tell you that there is a tool that part-time YouTuber Patrick, my hubby, and myself, we built for you. It's called StackBuddy. You can go on StackBuddy.io, and there you can find collab partners, because for Substack Notes, it's very important to have like a circle of friends and to help each other. And Substack StackBuddy collab tool can really help you do this. There are now more than 500 writers or users on this, and they are all open for collaboration, which is incredible. So go on stackbuddy.io to find other collab partners and collaborate with them on Substack Notes. So we're gonna dig a bit deeper into all these notes that perform pretty well and the reason why they do. So what they showed in the Notes night was, for instance, Dia Lupo. Okay, there you might think about Dia Lupo, what, you know? So there are some shit posters on the platform. Yeah, it's just funny voices that keep Notes human, let's call it like this. So for instance, this one, not from Dia Lupa, it's from Dia Lupo. This week, my best friend ordered a frittata at a restaurant, and there was an AirPod in it. This is why I write. Okay, you know, so yeah, you can here learn, lessons learned is really, you can also be like a funny voice, share how human you are in a trust recession. Nobody trusts you anymore because AI is everywhere. Do this. Number 2 that is performing pretty well is the Tumblr diaspora, okay? So the aesthetic curators, the visual storytellers, and the vibe setters. As you can see here with Lolo or Alana, this one here, a dreamy home designed by, a magical realism, and so on. So if you are someone like this artist, or you have like the feeling you want to be like artisty on Substack, then it's definitely the best place to be on Substack Notes and share stuff like this. Number 3 is someone similar to Henry here, the literary crowd. These are essayists and poets turning notes into a modern saloon and a new literary scene, as Substack shared. So just found out you can blend memoir and cultural criticism to create a razor-sharp analysis of what it means to be alive right now. Has anyone tried this? This is something that Henry shared and that got lots of likes and comments and also restacks. Then we have John here, young and New Yorkish people on Substack. So journalists and culture writers that say, this is cool and this is not cool. So John Paul Brammer, for instance, is saying, was in an elevator just now with 2 kids and one turns the others and says, so how are you liking school so far in the most 45-year-old co-worker way, So I love this one from John. So it's more like these New Yorkish people, young people joining Substack and sharing their wisdom with the world. Then when it comes to artists, we talked about this already. Sketchers, painters, designers, creators. This is the best, okay? There are so many now from Instagram that are now going, or Pinterest, that are now on Substack sharing their stuff. And again, the idea is not adding more to your plate, it's rather repurposing your stuff and building a flywheel. So you're gonna create a Pinterest or Instagram Substack flywheel. Number 6 are the meme lords. They are everywhere, whether it's on 9gag or LinkedIn or wherever. The ones who make us laugh when we need it most. So here's one example from Tatum. Then cats. So cat stack is a thing, although Substack, of course, told me that cat stack is not what might help you reach the goal you want to, except you are a cat behaviorist or a cat lover or selling whatever, like cat food or so, So cats are always nice, dogs are always nice, flowers are nice. There's definitely a trend for flower stacks, cat stacks, and all this stuff. It's the internet. This is why the cats are there everywhere. We love cats and dogs. And then of course, if someone shares a cat or says my cat died, then someone else is sharing the photo of her cat. So it's really a thing. Cat content is also on Substack. Then we have 8 good vibes all around, cozy, lovely, full of good energy, like David here. The leaves have changed. I'm glad and pleased and so amazed. Okay, so this one from David is amazing. Always when it comes to nature and stuff, people love it on Substack Notes. And this is not a place for hateful speech or trolls or stuff. It's really for people who want to share and feel this good energy, which I love. And if the energy is not so good on Substack Notes, you can then easily tell the Substack Notes algorithm you want this and not that. Okay, this is pretty easy as well. Then you have conversation starters like this one from Beth here. Spot on, as I know many parents experience exactly this. Sleep debt is metabolic debt, okay? One night of poor sleep can make you temporarily insulin resistant the next day, as if you suddenly develop pre-diabetes overnight. This is something that my hubby experienced. Okay, we were like, what? But of course, I then told him, you know what, Patrick, for the last couple of weeks, we were definitely sleep deprived. And this is why you might have this like pre-diabetes type or what. And then after a few months, it was gone already. Then we have these Tumblr girls, artsy, vintage, emotional Tumblr aesthetics. If you want to share something like this, you are here. This is Bree. I interviewed her. You can find her on my YouTube channel as well. Bree is an author. She's an indie author. And what she did was she built an audience on social media, although she somehow hates social media and she wanted to escape social media, but she knew how important social media was. And this helped her become a New York Times bestseller. Then we have 11 techno optimists. These are people who think tech can make the future better. For instance, this one, Akash, breaking OpenAI just launched a browser. It's called Atlas and it's ChatGPT everywhere. So if you're talking about the future of AI is everywhere, also on Substack. Of course, you see it in your feed all the time. If it's about tech, if it's about the future, this always works. And if you're gonna ask me now, Christina, you were talking about like all these nodes and that people can make actually money from it. Well, yeah, you can get paid if you write these short form posts, which just take you a few seconds, or if you use, for instance, tools like StackBuddy.io as a tool that's going to help you, as your buddy that's going to help you stack your notes, schedule your notes. It's also on StackBuddy.io. the cool thing really is that you then suddenly get these notifications telling you, you know what, Christina, you made $157 22 minutes ago, or $100 33 minutes ago. Or let me check whether there's something more from some of the tribe members. No, but this is the notification you would get then if someone, through the short form posts you're writing, becomes a paid subscriber, which is incredible. This can be gardening, fishing, horse breeding, whatever it is, your drawings, someone falls in love with it, gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna subscribe. And then there is one more question, video or not to video? My answer is do video. This is Gail. She also is someone who started last year this time, and she now built an incredible audience of about 5,000 subscribers. She made $16,000 in just a few weeks, and Gail is now starting this ageless rebellion. She's saying, you know, still kicking asses, although I have arthritis. So she is an incredible example of what you can do when you're over 50. And this is the example here from Linda LeBron. I interviewed her, so I always think it's much, much better to have someone from Substack tell you about the algorithm, what works and what doesn't, similar to the notes I shared. And with the notes I shared, you can now feel inspired and think about, okay, you know what? I want to be an artist on Substack and express myself, or I think I can add to this like funny conversation style, or hey, you know what? I love to share my DNA, my domain, you know, my narrative, and lead with my authenticity. So my writer thumbprint, my writer DNA. I have this. I don't need AI for this, or of course also prompt AI to write funny stuff or write about my life. This is also pretty cool. If it comes to personal stories, I see them all the time. And similar to LinkedIn and other platforms, they are working pretty well. So I hope this helps. I also have a Get Started on Substack guide, which you can download for free on Gumroad, and multiple more assets you can use to grow and start your Substack in 2026. Enjoy and see you then in the next video. Bye, my friend.